jiu-jitsu, or at least in my opinion, in jiu-jitsu, taking it back is key. It's like one of the best spots we can be for all of the reasons I hope you know. Okay? Sometimes that's not always available. Okay? However, if it is, the duck under is an excellent pathway to the back from the feet. Now we're going to branch off of this position, or sorry, of this sequence, and continue with our collar elbow tuck. The setup is the same, but now maybe we don't feel like we can hit that duck under. So we're going to look to see the way I like to do a double leg for jiu-jitsu, because there's some key technical differences from wrestling, i.e. the ability to choke, the ability to form a guard. This is why I kind of tweaked the double leg, in my opinion, for jiu-jitsu. So let's look at this. So everything stays the same. I contact with my non-lead leg hand. I hit my collar tie. Now from here, what I'm really trying to battle is that head position. In order to do my double leg, I need to get both of my partner's legs secured. Okay. His head position is going to be blocking that ability for me to get to both those legs. So when I have my collar elbow tie, I'm going to use my hand to kind of rotate his head out of my way. I'm going to push it over here, and at the same time, I'm going to use my arm on the tricep to kind of push it. It's kind of like, I'm sure we've all seen like a classic snap down like linearly. Okay, this is similar to that, but it's in a bit of a circular or lateral motion. So collar elbow tie, right there. Okay, so you'll see his stance in a momentary snapshot. I've kind of twisted him. And now I have two legs exposed, and I have his head and his hands off to the side. Okay, so I'm breaking his stance just for a blip in time before I go to attack this technique. Okay, so boom, 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 right there. Okay, now, if I wait too long, he's just going to say, ugh, and he's going to recoil back into his stance, and then the opportunity's gone. So I need to, right there, and then immediately I'm going to step in with my lead leg and take away that space on the inside. So now if he was to try and circle back and refocus his stance, my shoulder is blocking his shoulder. Now obviously I'm not just going to stay here because he can back up and get away, okay? But that's the entry point that I want you guys to focus on. That's step one. There's 3 steps we're going to go over, and I literally mean steps with our feet here. Okay, so 1, 2, boom, step 1. Okay, now from here, on step 1, I'm going to lock the legs. I want to trap both of them, and I want to do so with a lock here. Okay, now in wrestling, sometimes I teach this with 2 hands separated. However, when we have things like kimuras or other attacks, I don't want to extend my arm away from my body, because then extension creates vulnerability here. So I move the head out of the way, I hit my first step, now I lock my legs. Or I lock around his legs, I guess. But now they're my legs when I have them. Okay? Now from here, I do my second step. I'm not really in balance right now. So my second step is just that, to maintain my balance. I step my tray leg out to the outside. So let's just spin so everyone can see. So I go from 1, and I go 2. Now I'm in kind of back to that squared stance like we were in the beginning. And I am balanced here. I don't want to just stay here. I need to create explosive movement through my partner. I'm going to be doing that with driving off my outside leg. Now you'll notice my far elbow, my right elbow. That's my attack hand, if you will. I have a bit of extension in that elbow. So before I hit my explosive movement, I don't want that elbow out floating in space. I want that elbow tucked in towards my body. So 1, 2, tuck, 3, across. Okay. Now from here, you'll notice my elbows are pinched together. And what I'm looking for here, ideally under perfect circumstances, I want to pinch those knees together on the way down. I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. I know I haven't. I've never seen a good guard when knees are together. There's no good guard. I mean, please tell me if there is. I haven't seen it. So I want to compromise his guard as we're going down to the ground. And I do so by pinching those knees together. Okay, now when we land in this position, there's a famous Russian MMA fighter who I'm sure you guys all know. He kind of made this position famous. He steps over, and then he locks his legs into a triangle. Now, why is this important? Well, because I just said there's no good guard when the knees are pinched. Now, I'm not going to punch Ernesto. I really like him, okay? But I am going to use this position to dominate in jiu-jitsu. Now, I am dominating the knees, thereby dominating his hips. If I just put some pressure in with my shoulder and then I pull his feet off the ground, now he has no ability to shrimp or bridge or move. Okay, and it's really easy, even with a hurt knee, I can just go like this and lift those legs off the ground. Okay, with my shoulder on the hip line, like, he's not going anywhere. And then whenever I'm ready, I have that inside space, real estate, where I adjust my head position, and now I can come into, at minimum, a far side underhook, or at maximum, double unders. And now whenever I'm ready, I just let go of my triangle, and I slide right into mount. Okay, so this is a really, really efficient pathway after I get the double leg. But truthfully, we're gonna go to single leg next, but truthfully, the double leg is the best takedown to finish, but the hardest to get. Because I'm attacking both of his legs at the same time. But if I can get to here, okay, it's really easy just to step across for my third step, tip him over, land on top, step, triangle. And now it's game over until I get to mount. Okay, so this is, it's locked up. If I want to put extra pressure and I feel like he's like posting and I'm almost losing his leg position, then I'm just going to pop up like so. Now I'm keeping the triangle engaged, in this case with my left leg here. My toes are engaged against my calf. And then I'm just going to drive my toes in and lift up. And now from here, it's really easy for me to keep this position and difficult for Ernesto to get up, like wiggle. He's not going anywhere. And then when I'm ready, I at least have the far side underhook of my head position. Or if some of you like this, I would go double underhooks, climbing into mount and solidifying the position from here. Okay, so one more time from the beginning. Shoulder post, critical. Collar tie, important. I want to go to the double leg, so I'm going to move his head out of the way. Okay, now this is a momentary window of opportunity, so I need to make the most of it. I step in. Okay, my shoulder beats his shoulder. My hands grab around the legs. I'm going to lock my hands together. As I'm going to my second step, this elbow right here is pulling into my body. Okay, now that makes that third step really easy. I just step over his foot, like so. We go down. Okay, now that I have good position, I'm dominating the hips. I want to keep that, and I pass off that control of my legs, stepping over, locking a triangle. My arms can be free here. If I need extra support, I'm just going to pop up like so and elevate those feet so he can't get his feet on the ground. No ability to bridge, really minimizes his ability to shrimp and get out of here. I dig that underhook, maybe I dig 2 underhooks, and then I slide slowly into mount. If I can get mount with elevated elbows, that greatly increases my ability of a successful submission. If I get mount with tight elbows, I gotta work from here. So I might as well do it preemptively and get up here with his elbows above his shoulders. Okay? Any questions about that? You ready to go? 1, 2.